What's up, guys? It's Greeny coming to you live from my balcony. And it's a beautiful night here in Thailand. I'm not live, you'll see it later, but check this out. Bam! Look at that back there. It's going to be a beautiful night in this beautiful tropical place, Thailand. I love it here. I love it here. You thinking about coming to Thailand? You thinking about moving to Thailand? Probably a great idea, but guess what? Not so fast. Not so fast. Not everybody is going to like some things in Thailand. I'm going to give you a list of 10 things you may or may not have thought about before moving to Thailand, but you better think about it, because if any of these bother you, it may not be the place for you. I'm going to sit down and tell you about it. Ten things you may not have thought about when considering moving to Thailand, and make sure you stick around to number 10, because this one, if you don't think about it, it could really jump up and bite you in the ass. So you better make sure you know about that one. I know somebody that had an experience with this one, and it could be a problem. So number 1, reptiles, lizards, water monitors, little tiny ones. They could be this big. They could go all the way to the size of a crocodile. Tell you a story, my friend Kevin, 30 and a wake up. He was going on a trip up north. I think he was going to Chiang Mai. Yeah, traveling to Chiang Mai on his motorbike and just minding his own business. And out of nowhere, a huge water monitor gets in front of his motorbike and he hits it, wipes out, has to go to the emergency clinic or whatever. But all over, like, they get in our condo, they're outside the condo, the little lizards. There was one actually about this big right on the front door of our condo complex the other day. So they're all over. I mean, if they bother you, it could be an issue. Snakes. The other day we saw one. It was like on Phi's car or under her car, or like right. She was afraid to get in the car. You know, so there's reptiles all over the place. So if you don't like reptiles, you may not like it. Ants and flies. Now, this used to bother me a lot. These little tiny ants. I mean, they're like microscopic and they crawl everywhere. You know, we're up high in a condo. I don't know how they get in. How are they getting inside of our condo? But these little tiny ants are everywhere. And you know, I get rid of them. I put this powder down, different things, and 2-3 weeks later, they're back. Can you guys hear that thunder? I'm not even adding that to it, but the rainy season, you can get a lot of big storms. Well, I kind of am going to get to that. Talk about that in a minute. Flies. I mean, when you go eat at a restaurant, most of the restaurants are like outdoors, you know, 75%, 60%, 80%, I don't know. They're outdoors, so flies get all over, and you're like, You know, it used to bother me. Now I just ignore it. I let them fly around on me, whatever. They get in your food. I used to worry about like food at these street food places. Oh, there's a fly here. There's flies everywhere, and you know, hopefully, I think my stomach is used to the bacteria and maybe fly eggs or whatever. It's all protein, right? No big deal. Number 3, ordering food. You could be in Pattaya. You think, okay, no big deal. A lot of Western restaurants, Western speaking. Well, the other day I was at Kentucky Fried Chicken. You think the menu's in English, no problem getting your order at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, check this out.
เคฟซีสวัสดีค่ะลูกค้า
Swaddy Cup, I need a spicy chicken bowl.
spicy chicken right
Yeah, spicy chicken bowl with rice. And then 3 spicy wing.
spicy เป็น hot and spicy rice เป็นchicken
Yeah, the bowl with the spicy chicken.
yeah spicy chicken
And 3 spicy chicken wing.
yeah 129 right set
Okay.
yeah that's it right
Okay. It's okay. Yeah, okay.
you should answer
Let me come in. Maybe I better come in. So I just expect that 25% of the time I'm going to place my order, and you know, it really helps when you're with a Thai person. They can, you know, make sure that it's very specific. You have to be very specific here. But I already consider 25% of the time my order is just going to be wrong, and I just eat it, whatever, no big deal, just part of the experience. Number 4, and this is another thing I was talking about. You know, looks like we may be having a storm here. Well, the other night I put my clothes out to dry. Here in Thailand, not many people have dryers, okay? I have a washing machine here, and then we hang everything to dry. Well, in the rainy season, it's kind of humid. Sometimes it may take a day for your things to dry. Well, the other night my stuff was out hanging. In the middle of the night, I hear a huge storm, and I mean thunder, lightning. I can hear that wind blowing, and I'm like, oh shit, I left my clothes out to dry. Well, next morning, sure as shit, all gone, all off the thing, all over my balcony. None of it hanging anymore, so I had to pick everything up, rewash it, take it in again. Just one of the many, normal things you get used to here. Sometimes you may have to wash your clothes a couple times. No big deal. I used to take all my clothes to the laundromat, and the lady did everything for me, folded it perfect, and that was real nice, but it gets a little pricey after a while. Number 5, police check lanes. Where I come from in America, I don't know, sometimes they have like an alcohol sobriety lane, but here they'll do like different types of check lanes at different times. Like this month they may be looking for people on motorbikes not wearing helmets, or they may want to pull cars over to make sure you get the right type of license, whatever it may be. If that bothers you to have to pull down the street, and the next thing you know, the police are there and they're checking everybody, or they're randomly waving people through, checking other people. If that's something that really bothers you, better get used to it if you're going to be out here in Thailand. That's just part of the society here. It's a norm here. Police check lanes, they have them all the time. And even down from the street from where I live, there's always the same spot that they have one. I just bought a motorbike. I won't be riding my motorbike down that way until I get my license, get everything taken care of. I just bought a helmet yesterday. Number 6 is construction. Construction is crazy here. There's constantly construction here or there. Another thing that's kind of nuts is the speed bumps. You're driving down a random street here and boom, 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 boom. Just random speed bumps. A lot of times they have them as you're coming up to a light, but sometimes you're just in the middle of a normal street and it's a speed bump. A lot of times they'll like run a hose or something across the road, and they can't bury it, so they just like build the road up over it. And I don't even think that they're normal government type of speed bumps. I think people just randomly run these things across the road and whatever. Number 7, we'll stick with the traffic theme here. Accidents, the drivers, the backups, the traffic jams. It's just friggin' nuts here. I was in Bangkok recently and I was going 2 kilometers. I should have walked or taken this. There was a subway I actually could have taken, but we took, let's just jump in a cab. It'll be quicker. It took us 45 minutes to go 2 kilometers. The traffic here can be crazy, just gridlock, especially if you're in Bangkok. You can see this traffic is just insane here. It took forever. 2 kilometers took us 50 minutes. You go to like city center in Pattaya, central Pattaya, crazy traffic sometimes, especially on the weekends when all the people come from Bangkok. It gets nuts. It gets nuts. Seems like every day recently I've been seeing an accident, especially with motorbikes. We were driving down Pattaya yesterday and we saw cones out and a car stopped. I'm like, why is that car parked in the middle of the road? And we get around in front of the car and there's a motorbike down on the ground just destroyed. And saw police coming, saw ambulance coming. I didn't see the person on the ground, but it's just nuts. And then today I'm coming down Sukhumvit Road and there's all that construction. And they put these giant barricades up with like this much room in between each one. And so I'm driving in the car and there's a motorbike goes past me to the left. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes a guy on a motorbike going the wrong way. The guy on the motorbike going the right way had to go around him. I'm driving. Like if I would have been right next to him, he'd have hit me. Like people just, there's no rules. It's nuts. It's just crazy. So both of those are kind of traffic related. Number 8 are the lines here, the queues. You better get used to waiting in line for different things, whether it be immigration or going to get ID or waiting for the bus or waiting to get tickets for this or that. It's just always a line, always a line. I said to Phi the other day, that's my wife, or newlyweds, Phi. I said, you Thai people have like more patience than anybody I've ever met in the world. Like there's always lines, you're always waiting. Everybody seems so calm and patient. No, we're not patient people. We're just used to it. It's just ingrained in our head and we're gonna have to wait, but we don't like it. You just live with it. You're just used to it. Number 9 is the noise. Birds. There's a little bit of noise pollution here. Now I live on a totally quiet street. You got the birds whistling. That's a little bit of noise pollution, but it's, it's soothing. It's relaxing. I love nature. I love animals. But occasionally, randomly, out of nowhere, there's going to be one of these pickup trucks or something driving down my street, and maybe they're selling fruit or something, and they got the loudspeaker on it, and I could be inside, and it vibrates my unit like, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what they're saying. It's in Thai. We're out in front of Phi's shop, and she's in a little town, and they come by the politicians in their trucks, and they got the politician's name. Every politician, when they're running for something here, has a number, and you just blah 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 blah.
รับเลือกตั้งเป็นสมาชิกสภาองค์การบริหารส่วนจังหวัดชลบุรีเขต3อำเภอสัตหีบวันอาทิตย์ที่8พฤษภาคม
For this person, you know, and it's so loud, it just vibrates. When you're on vacation on an island, every one of these islands has a Muay Thai boxing arena, and when there's a fight coming, they drive around. Come and see the best fighters in the world. It is so loud. It's just annoying as fuck. That one annoys me the most. Luckily, I don't see it that often, but the Muay Thai boxing advertisements, because they announce it like it's the Rumble in the Jungle, Ali Frazier or whatever, like it's the biggest fight of all time. And I think some of these fights are just scripted. So, you know, just that noise pollution, those loudspeakers, it can be really annoying. All right, guys, last one, the one you've been waiting for, number 10. More noise pollution, the birds. Dogs. If you don't like dogs, if dogs bother you, if you're afraid of dogs, if you're allergic to dogs, Thailand may not be the place for you. Like I said, they could jump up and bite you in the ass. My friend, I won't say his name, he's out walking and he saw a couple dogs and he thought they looked kind of mean, so he started running from them. Well, you run from a soy dog, they're going to chase you. You run from any dog, they're probably going to chase you. They may think you're playing well. They fucking ran and bit him right in the ass, right? And they like to bite you in like your calf right back there too. So he got bit, he had to go to the hospital, he had to get rabies shots, all this crazy stuff. I said, dude, never run from a dog. Always just square up to them. And if worse comes to worse and they come at you, you just kick them, whatever, carry a stick, but don't ever turn your back and run from them. That is nuts. Another thing is these soy dogs shitting all over the place. Check this out. I'm in front of Phi's shop. I walk out and I see this dog. It's about to shit right in front of her shop. I'm like, hey, no. So I took a step, you know, into the next shop and just took a dump right there. And it was a mangy mutt. That one was nasty. So if you don't like dogs, you cannot avoid them here. Dogs are everywhere in Thailand. They call them soy dogs. They call them beach dogs. Sometimes they're endearing. Sometimes they're really cute. I was sitting on the beach and these dogs came up and they were the most polite dogs I'd ever seen in my life. So I like dogs. I'm a dog fan. And even the ones that seem nasty or aggressive, I face up on them. And luckily, you know, knock on wood, so far I haven't had a major problem with the dogs. You know, I'll be like, no, I ain't got no food. I got nothing for you. And, you know, they usually back down, turn around, go away, whatever. So those are my 10 things. I'm not complaining. I love it here. It's just something that you got to get used to. If any of these things like really, really bother you and it could be a breaking point for you, you might want to think twice. But I've been to Turkey. There's cats everywhere. You don't like cats, don't go to Turkey. You don't like dogs, don't come to Thailand. Anyways, that's my video for the day. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And have a wonderful day. I'll put a little bit of domestic travel in Thailand right up here. If you're into traveling all over Thailand, you want to see some of the different places, check out these videos. Greeny out.
Yeah.